Welcome back to another episode of The First Take. I really want to thank everybody tuning in to this new series. If this series is new to you, basically this is my new haul videos, and basically what I do is I go with all my new purchases. I go one by one and give you guys a video that's called The First Take and give you guys basically a first impression on some of my new purchases. Now, these fragrances may have been just released a week ago, or they could be old fragrances that I've been wanting for a long time. It's just the fragrances that I'm interested in that are coming through the mail. I'm going to be doing like a first impression type of video. I haven't tested them out. I've tested them out one day and that's it. So it's not a huge full-fledged review here. So this time, of course, like I promised you in the other first take video, I told you guys that I was going to do Dior Homme Cologne. This is a brand new release from the house of Christian Dior. And since this is kind of like uncut for me, I'll give you guys a little bit of in-depth story on how I review fragrances. If you guys don't know, it takes me a good year and a half, sometimes a few years to review a fragrance. And if you guys don't know how much work I actually put into these fragrance reviews is, I wore this last night. Anybody that was on my Facebook group, I was kind of chatting with you guys, letting you guys know that I was doing my first sniff of this. I wore it as my scent of the day last night watching the Montreal Canadiens game. They won, yes. But what I do with fragrances, this is what I do every single time. I have a word program set up already for every fragrance that I sniff out or test out. And this is all the information I got in last night, just writing down what I felt about the fragrance. Now, this is a lot of information. You can probably do a full-fledged review on this sucker during just one wearing. So anybody that says you can't do a review off a sample, that's a bunch of BS. This is a lot of information. I could do a full-fledged review on this tomorrow, but I'm not. Why? Because I like to test, because you never know. Like, this is first day, you know, day number 30 or 40, it's not going to be this full. There's going to be a few things that I'm going to notice about it. So just a little uncut version of knowing how I actually get about to reviewing a fragrance. So let's get to Dior Homme Cologne now. The backstory on this one, how I found about it and all this stuff. As you guys know, Dior has been revamping their Dior Homme line. If you know or don't know, they have been reformulating, repackaging their Dior Homme, Dior Homme Intense, and Dior Homme Sport. Now, I was, to be honest, completely honest with you guys, I was very surprised that they were going to revamp this fragrance. As you guys know, there is, or maybe don't know, there was a Dior Homme Cologne that was released in 2007, Parfumier Francis K, from, of course, Le Male fame, of course. And it was really a limited release. You don't see it in every store. It wasn't really a great seller, and I really felt like they were going to just phase it out, discontinue that fragrance. It wasn't really a top seller, so I was just thinking they were going to stick with the Dior Homme Intense and the Sport. And lo and behold, in late 2012, I found out that they were going to reformulate and repackage Dior Homme Cologne and just start from scratch. And of course, with their own in-house perfumier, François Demachy, an excellent fragrance nose. That guy's great. Anyway, yeah, so in early 2013, I believe in January, I finally found out, I saw a picture of this bottle. Now the new packaging of this, of course, is, I love the Dior Homme bottles, all of them. I really think they're classy, simplistic, really nicely done. And this one is no slouch either. It kind of has, I'll show you guys pictures. You'll see the pictures in the intro. There's kind of like white sides here. And it's got blue on the cologne and the white stem here. Some may find this that it's not as nice as the other bottles, like the Intense and stuff like that. But I really like white. It just reminds me of clean. I love wearing like a white t-shirt or a white dress shirt. I think that's just the cleanest way of dressing. So just to let you guys know, now I don't own the original version of Dior Homme Cologne, the 2007 version. The juice is a little darker in this, of course, much darker actually. I just purchased it online. I'm waiting for the bottle in the mail. But I really felt like the original Dior Homme Cologne that was released in 2007 was really just a soft version of the original Dior Homme. And I really was not impressed, and hence why I don't own that bottle yet. It was my last purchase, and that's basically the reason. I really love Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme, and the Sport, and I just felt like the cologne version wasn't something I wanted to purchase. But My first real impression of this is probably going to be my least favorite of the line. I really like the other three, and they're all beautifully blended, but I really think this is going to be more simplistic, more clean. But I'm always willing to give a chance to a fragrance and see what they have. So my first impressions of Dior Homme Cologne, of course I wore it last night, and I'm going to do an initial spray here on my hand and let you guys know about this introduction again. These Dior Homme sprayers, just to let you guys know, the whole line are excellent. You can half spray these, like go halfway and it'll give you like a half spritz, or you can go the whole way and it'll give you a full spray. It has great control. So I'm just going to give you guys a half spray here. And last night, the first thing that popped into my mind when I was writing this down on my computer, I was like, man, just a simple lemon-based fragrance, really airy. There's not much to it. There's not much backbone to it. Perfect for a hot, humid place. The lemon reminded me of Dior Homme Sport. You guys know the old Dior Homme Sport, the vintage, of course. I hate calling it the vintage, but whatever. The lemon and ginger, remember that one? Well, take out the ginger and just focus on the lemon. This is what it felt like. It was like a stripped down version. And yeah, simplistic citrus, bergamot, very juicy, very authentic like Dior Homme does. The one thing that I can talk about with the Dior Homme line, the whole line is you're going to get quality product. It might not be up your alley as far as taste goes, but you can't deny the quality. And this one, same thing applies, guys. It's not very, I wouldn't say it's very complex or anything. It's a cologne. It's going to be very watery and very light. And yeah, bergamot, very juicy, authentic. Really reminded me of the lemon in Dior Homme Sport. It was also compared by a few people by Allure Homme Sport, the cologne version of that fragrance, which also has, I believe, bergamot, lemon, grapefruit, tangerines, I believe. Very citrusy and very light. Yeah, around that way. Once it dried down, this one, I felt a little more zest into it. It could be grapefruit, it could be tangerines, it could be just lemons, but that's why I test. But really citrusy, authentic, juicy, well done. And really in the mid. Now in the mid of this fragrance last night, I felt like it was almost like a white floral coming in. It had like that really, it reminded me of Kenzo Power Cologne. If any of you own that fragrance, it has like a very zesty lemon up top, and then it has like that almost white powdery floral in the mid. This one not so powdery, just like a white floral. And it just made it like fresh, kind of like a shirt hanging out outside, a type of freshness. Very, very nicely done, soft. And then it came down to white musk, which is in the note breakdown also. Very, again, white musk, very soft and very pleasant. And this is what a cologne is all about, guys. Don't scratch your head trying to figure this one out. This is very simplistic, fresh, simple, does the job. I think this would be great in the hot and humid weather just because it's so simple and balanced and well done. And there's not much to it, so it's not going to annoy anybody. Now, to be honest, saying all this about this fragrance, I still believe this is the worst from the Dior Homme line. Just as far as for myself, I will always grab the Intense, the original Dior Homme, and the Sport version over this. This one's going to be great in the summer, not denying that, but if I had to put them in order, this one again is still in last place for the Dior Homme line. But it's no slouch, and you guys know that Dior Homme line, I love it. There are probably 10s and 9s across the board, and this one's probably more of an 8 or 9 for summer fragrance. So again, nice. I felt like when I was wearing this last night, I wrote down that I felt like it was just like a crisp, white, clean button-down shirt that I washed with a lemon cleaner, almost with lemon zest. Very authentic, not a synthetic like a freaking Tide or something like that. No. Like just like almost like water with a bunch of lemons inside the water, and you're just putting your shirt in there, rinsing it, and then you're going to put it on the laundry line outside and let it dry. That's how crisp and invigorating this fragrance came up to me for me. Now, as far as projection longevity goes, last night I wrote down, I wrote down, oh, pretty good longevity, you know, good 5 hours out of this thing. It did really well, and then at the end of the night, I just felt like it was just sitting there on my skin. And this morning, waking up, I smelt my arm just to see, and it was still there. And I don't know when I wore it. I started wearing this probably at 8 p.m. last night. I woke up at maybe 7 or something like that in the morning. And I could still, again, it was really faint. Of course, it was just a skin scent, but it was still there in the morning, which impressed me. So longevity, again, this is just a first take, a first wearing, but good 5 hours out of it as far as being good on your skin. But this could last almost a good 12 hours on your skin as far as longevity goes. Again, it's going to be a skin scent. Projection, hardly any. I felt like after like half an hour this thing was toast and was more of a skin scent. Again, for the first 5 hours it was there. If I started heating up or I started walking around or doing something, you could smell it in the air. But other than that, after that it was gone. So what else can I tackle here? The iris, just the iris haters of the Dior Homme line. If you don't like Dior Homme or Dior Homme Intense, check this one out. There's no iris in this fragrance, just to let you guys know. The good quality light citrus for the summer. I felt like because it was so light, it'll do great in hot and humid weather. It will keep you cool, smelling great, and nothing too potent, and it's going to be inoffensive, easy to wear. A solid purchase, to be honest. The uniqueness. I really think that it's been done before a million times. I really feel like this is really redundant. This is high quality though, but again, still redundant in the game. Very not unique, citrus-based fragrance. The staying power did concern me as far as the projection. And the longevity, last night I wrote the staying power concerns me, but not anymore. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, but really, to be honest with you guys, the projection's not going to be there with this one. I still got to test it out in the high heat. Again, we still got snow on the ground here in Canada, and I was inside the whole night. So I'm going to have to test that out. And another bad thing is still the worst of the line, of the Dior Homme line. Buy, try, or pass. Dior Homme Cologne is going to get an absolute try, especially if you're in the warmer climates. I really think, again, Dior likes to do that great citrus note, and this one is no slouch, guys. Definitely check it out if you haven't. And check out Dior Sport also. That one's a little more, has a little more depth to it. So check that one out also. So guys, another edition of course, First Take. Next time, you guys are going to be looking at a Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrance. This one, Le Beau Mâle, their brand new release, 2013. So keep it tuned in. Thanks for watching, YouTube.